Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Last week, former Archdiocese of Agana Sexual Abuse Response Coordinator, Deacon Steve Martinez, called out Archbishop Anthony Apron. That Apron purposely kept church policies weak in order to protect himself. Deacon Steve's allegations follow lack of action from Apron in the midst of being accused of molesting two agate altar boys decades ago.
Some people question, why is Rome doing nothing? And my comment to that is, we don't know if Rome is doing nothing. And so all I can do from my point is hope and pray that we will find a quick resolution to the problems that we have.
And it appears Deacon Steve's prayers were answered. Over the weekend, Pope Francis laid down the law in the motu proprio that Catholic bishops guilty of negligence in sex abuse cases, especially sex abuse against minors, constitutes as a, quote, grave reason to remove a bishop from office. The new law follows long-standing demands by survivors of abuse that blame bishops for shuffling alleged pedophile priests rather than reporting them to police. In an emailed response to KUAM, Deacon Steve believes the Pope's actions aren't coincidental to what's happening here on Guam. Quote, I believe his message is in response to the many prayers and letters the people of Guam have been sending to Rome. While the Pope's letter addresses the issue of bishops who mismanage sex abuse claims, it would logically and naturally extend to bishops who are also accused of sexual abuse themselves, since they have the same responsibility to apply the established policies regardless of who the accused happens to be, end quote. He further adds that he continues to be disappointed in the Chancery, whose complete lack of respect and care for the accused is most devastating. Fortunately, those victims can find comfort in Pope Francis, who has become a champion of the helpless and abused. Also over the weekend, masses were held island-wide for victims of abuse, which included a prayer for healing. In his homily Sunday, Immaculate Heart of Mary's Father Mike Chrysostomo compared the ongoing conflicts to a brewing storm, and he urged parishioners to show compassion towards both the abusers and the victims.
You see, I liken this to a storm, and we are right now currently in super tight condition readiness too. You see, we pull together. We come together as a people of faith, as church, to be able to work with each other, work for each other, so that we can rebuild once again the kingdom of God. I know it's painful at times, but we don't do it alone.
The Concerned Catholics of Guam continue to fight for the restoration of the island's Catholic community as well. In a statement to KUAM, Concerned Catholics of Guam President Gregory Perez says they are pleased by the Pope's message and will continue efforts to get back the Church and return to the Catholic teachings and traditions. Archbishop Anthony Apron, meanwhile, has vehemently denied the allegations of sex abuse. The Archdiocese alleges he is the victim of a malicious smear campaign to topple him because of his efforts to clean up the church and its finances. The Archdiocese claims several people, including Martinez, were part of a plan to sell the RMS property in Jutnya to cover up the church's financial mess. The church announced it is working with one of the most prominent U.S. legal firms and with an independent investigator. However, when asked for clarification on whether the independent investigator was looking into the allegations of sex abuse, we were told the Archdiocese is not providing specifics about the investigation, but assures that they are applying the sex abuse policy in the area. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.